Well, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, only because it's too disgusting to go outside because the air quality kind of sucks. I can't breathe. I can't shake whatever the fuck I got. And for those of you who are offended by the gay flag behind me, it ain't coming down till after June, so, maybe I'll put up a big picture of my cock and, whatever, I don't know. But anyway. People said, why don't you have an open mind? Why don't you watch some more current type stuff? Okay, so thanks to TUBI, I did. And I found a movie called Boar from 2017. Shot in Australia. Well, I really liked Razorback, and a lot of the stuff that's shot in Australia has really good scenery, and this one does too. Also has Bill Moseley for some reason. So I flipped it on, and the main star is a guy named Nathan Jones. Now, most of you would not remember Nathan Jones, because Nathan Jones was brought into the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, during the Hogan Undertaker era to work those guys. Simply put, Nathan Jones was a 6'11" ex-con who learned how to wrestle a little bit. So, was he a good worker? No. That's why he didn't last. But I think the reason they hired him was that the WWE was trying to get a toehold into Australia and figured being that that's where he was known, they would go. But it looks like old Nathan just jumped into the Australian movie business and made a shitload of movies, including this one. So it opens up with a bunch of feral pigs running across the road in front of a car, and the people stop, and then all of a sudden the car is attacked by something huge. So then we segue to these crusty old Australian, I don't know what they are, hunters, trail guides, whatever, that are sitting there drinking their ass off and saying fucking this and fucking that and fucking the other thing. And then Bill Moseley and his bride and the family come in to visit Nathan Jones's farm. And for some reason, Bill is wearing really tight shorts. And in Australia, I don't know about that, because as much as I like Australia and the Australian people, out of the 10 most venomous snakes in the world, 9 live there. And added to great white sharks and 30-foot saltwater crocodiles, I wouldn't come out of my fucking house. But anyway, they go out there, and I think Bill Moseley's bride, who is Nathan's sister or whatever, I'm getting confused in this whole thing, is anti-weapon, anti-gun, anti-everything. So anyway, after the attack, the two crusty old guys go out in the woods with their truck, pickup truck full of beer and a rifle with 1 bullet. Or I don't know what the fuck the deal was. But after they're half shit-faced, and again they're sitting there fucking this and fucking that and motherfuck this and motherfuck that, which I enjoyed that whole thing. They decide to go back. And halfway there they hear something, and one guy goes, well, maybe you should go back for the bullets and I'll soldier on. Well, they're fucking dead. And then, for whatever reason, the guy with Bill Moseley, maybe his brother-in-law or something like that, leaves him to get his head bit off and spit out. So then there's that. So now the killer pig has the family trapped somewhere, and Nathan Jones to the rescue. So Nathan is single-handedly beating the fuck out of this fucking huge monster pig and getting ripped up and bit and everything like that, when the woman who was anti-gun shoots the fucking pig and kills it. The end. I'm really fucking glad I have TUBI and didn't waste any fucking money on this shit. So that's one movie that you can just out the fucking window. Except for the fucking this and fucking that. I don't know. But anyway. So then we segue into something more current. Something I was, you want to check this out. It's Richard Stanley's version of the Color from Space, or Color Out of Space, the H.P. Lovecraft thing, with Nicolas Cage, who, I have to ask this, is there some kind of contractual obligation that Nicolas Cage has to kick out a fucking movie every couple months? Because it certainly seems that way. I was going to check out his filmography on the Internet Movie Database, but I don't have 10 hours to fucking waste scrolling through all the shit he did. So, anyway, this is, as far as I know, this might have been the 3rd time somebody tried to do this. First time was Die Monster Die with the immortal Boris Karloff. And the second time was The Curse with Will Wheaton and Claude Atkins. Now we have this as, I don't know what the fuck this family is. The kids, what the young girls out there doing invocations. One kid, I don't know, is younger. One kid's older. They got alpacas for some reason that Nicolas Cage is trying to raise. Tommy Chong lives out in the woods and is weird. But anyway, this meteor crashes and the boredom sets in because it contaminates the water supply, as one researcher finds out. And of course, Tommy Chong and the rest of the family are guzzling the water. And the mother's cooking dinner and slices off two of her fucking fingers and doesn't feel it. Yeah, this is kind of fucking stupid and weird. And the problem is that any movie like this, be it exploitation, grindhouse, whatever, should run 90 minutes and under, not 2 fucking hours. Because at the hour and a half mark, I was like, should I turn this motherfucker off? I was sorely tempted. So no, I didn't turn it off. I stayed to the bitter end, and the end was bitter. I'm not even going to get into that. Basically, I wasted 2 hours out of my fucking life watching this on the advice of someone. So that's that. So next up was another 2017 film, which I actually did go to the theater and see, Kong on Skull Island. And who doesn't like big monster movies? And this one's really fucking great. It's got Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, some other people I never heard of, and Kong. And they find Skull Island, and they go in there and they drop these charges to see how the surface is. And of course that disturbs these fucking things that live under the surface, because when it opened up, there's these 2 World War II fighters that wind up on the island. And that's coming into play later on. But anyway, this thing goes fucking south when Kong just throws a fucking tree and takes the helicopter out. He's knocking helicopters out like crazy. Samuel L. Jackson's a colonel that's really fucking pissed off at this point. Most of these helicopters are knocked out of the sky, and they woke up these fucking creatures that come out of the ground and fucking eat people and eat everything. And there's a homage to Cannibal Holocaust where this spider leg goes down this soldier's throat and out his ass. I don't know how it got a fucking PG-13 rating, to be honest with you, because one of the creatures spits up a dead soldier's skull. John Goodman gets eaten. Samuel L. Jackson makes it a personal fucking issue with Kong and gets smashed at the end. And there's all kinds of crazy shit going on, and it's really a good monster movie. Shame everything Legendary Pictures have done since then has completely shit the fucking bed. If you'd stayed with this damn thing, where it was shot in daylight and stuff like that, it was good. I saw the Godzilla one, I saw the King Kong vs. Godzilla remake, and honestly, they both fucking sucked. So I don't pull any punches here, but Kong on Skull Island was good for a fucking rewatch. I really enjoyed that. So that's my take on fucking current movies in the year 2000 or whatever the fuck it is. So that's why I stick to the old school shit, because it's a lot better and it's a lot more fun. So on that happy note, again, it was a passing that was missed here the other day because people seem to be dropping like flies. Chris Robinson from Stanley and a lot of other movies had passed away. And who the hell was the other one? Fuck, I keep forgetting shit, and it's bad. And there's another situation, too, that I'm dealing with. I do seem to be forgetting shit, and it's not fun. So I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. But anyway, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Websites, Mr. 42nd Street Pete at yahoo.com. Maybe I'll start shooting the shit in the back now because it's getting cooler, cooler out or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, that's the end of our show. We'll catch you on the flip side.